Hi friends, welcome. And today Monday we'll start with functions as we have last week discussed, and all the last week we have discussed about all the basic functions and basic loops, our built-in our variables, then built-in functions we have discussed in the reserved words and all this thing, and some scripts also we have worked. So all those we have that time many scripts while developing we discussed that, and we told that okay, once a function is there, this part we will do. Once we will understand about function, this script will do it in a different way, like that we had discussed. Because functions, by using functions, certain things become very easy, so instead of doing it repeatedly. So then basic understanding of a function, why you use a function or what it does is, it's common to any language, not only to Python, it's common to any language. It does some sort of common task which will do. Say a simple example, say I want that who is the average, who is the top mark, what is the average mark, what is the lowest mark of a class, of a particular in a college, what is the particular this class, what is the different marks this class has got. Now class 4, suppose I have written a program. Now what I do, I have to find out class 5. Now then, do you think I have to write it again? It's not required. I will create a function, pass on as a parameter as a, this is the mark, this is the total student, find out all the details. Like that I will tell you this is details of the class 4, find out the details. Now similarly I will use the same function, tell that this is take the class 5 and do the same thing. So what happens, my function job is receive the data, it takes out all the whatever it is as per the code, what is the maximum mark, minimum mark, average, whatever is required, it prepares that and it sends back the result, and the result I just whatever I want to do, I'll do it. So this way I need not repeat the code again and again for the same task. Imagine it as a specialist who does whatever you give the input, he will do the work and give you the result. So imagine in a simple term, function is like that. But in a complex term also we can use it recursively. Again, the function can call itself, and how to pass the multiple parameters, how to receive multiple parameters, all the things we'll learn. So we'll start from the function basics. So let's come back to our Colab platform. So here we are in our Colab platform. As usual, this is the Google Colab platform. You can use this platform. So for your you can download this entire source code here. If you are using Google Colab, you just need a Gmail ID to use this one. So you can connect to GitHub. This entire source code is available here. To start it, visit this URL. This URL is there in the description. This is about the user defined functions, because as we discussed this, there are some built-in functions are there. So we have already discussed about that. So now we are discussing about user defined functions. Now scroll down in this page, you can read the entire what we are going to discuss is the source code is available, or in a complete page. Here it is, the GitHub link is there. You can just click the link, you will go to the GitHub. So in the GitHub you can download or read the same code, everything is same, and you will get here it is a Colab link. So this link, once you click this particular Google page, this Python page, this is a Jupyter notebook, this will be available in your Google platform or in your cloud platform, and it's a cloud platform. You need not have to install anything. Colab is a cloud platform, so you need not have to install anything. The same thing, this Google notebook will be appear to you. You just save it. Here I have written some text. This is what you will fill the answers for this, and I will just save it to the GitHub. So you can any point you can download, see the question, see the answer. It's not question answer in time. This is the text I have written. Below that we will write the source of it, and it is mainly for our better understanding. And the advantage of using Colab is anywhere you can use. Just you need a Google account and an internet connection, so you are connected to the cloud platform. But it is not that you cannot use your own ID, whatever, Visual Studio Code or any other ID. You simply have to go there. Here you see download as IPYNB, download was .py, anything you can do, and the file is available for you to run it in your. Why you are using Colab? It is very easy to share, so you need not have to install. What is working for me will bound to work, because we are all not installing individually anything else. Okay, let's start with our function. So today we'll go for the basics of functions, how to receive send a parameter, receive a parameter, how to handle a function, all those stuff, and hopefully we'll go little advanced if the time permits. Fine. First thing is, so we are here, function to print welcome message. Okay, that's simple. We'll do that. But before that, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon, so you'll be notified as and when we are adding our tutorials. And we are coming every day 7 p.m. live on YouTube. You can join us every day, put your questions, everything. So accordingly will work. Fine. Let's just start. Okay, how you will define a function? For that, DEF. This is a reserved word we have discussed, and this is the purpose. So DEF is a defining a function. I am just giving, you are free to give any name, but use a name which you can in future you can understand what for this function is. So my say printing a student label or creating a PDF, my PDF. Why I am using my underscore? Why? Because that this we have also discussed. This tells me that it is not something a built-in. It's just to differentiate that it is a my function. Suppose I have a sum. Sum is also a built-in function. So if I use a sum in this thing, it will be conflicting, and many times I will be confused whether I am using my own function or the built-in function. For that, I prefer to use a my underscore then the name. So I know it is a my own function. But that is why this description matters a lot when you are building a complex application. Small 10 15 line or 30 line 50 line code doesn't make much difference what you name. But when you build a big applications, you will be importing functions from different files. That time it matters a lot. Fine. So I am just printing a message here, welcome. Now what happens if I run this function? Nothing will happen. Let me just run this. See, it is running, is completed, but because even if I written here print welcome, it will not be printed because I have to call this function. Function, fine, the code is written. Unless I tell them to work, it will not work. So that for that, it is somebody like that. So my function, here it is. I am calling it. So I will write it. Okay, so this is welcome. I write anything. Now we'll just see how we'll pass a parameter and receive a and print the results or return the results. Slowly we'll move towards that. Now passing a parameter to a function. Fine. Let's me just come back here. Put a code block here. Now defining again my function, but here I am receiving a parameter name is n. This is like a variable which hold value whatever I have sent it. What I am going to do is add 10 marks to that n, whatever I will give you the number, add 10 to it and print. Now what I am going to do is print n plus 10. Fine, that's simple. Now as you know, we have to call my function, and now I will say I will pass the value, and let me just pass 5. So what I am expecting a result is 15, because 5 goes to this n is the variable inside the function. So it is not outside the function. The difference is huge. So we'll discuss that when you local parameters, global parameters we'll discuss, that time we'll see. So my function is 5, so it prints the value. Now what happens so far, whatever we are doing, we are not returning any value. What we are doing, everything we are doing, but mostly we won't do like that. Why? I could have printed it inside the main function, the main code also. Why I have to use a function for that? Now let me just add a return. So what I am going to define again, define my function. Now here what I am going to do, I will receive two variables, n1, n2. Print, sorry, this time I have decided I will return n1 plus n2. So whatever the sum of these two numbers I will return. So once I write it, that I can write it. So I will come out of this. Now instead of writing and storing anything, I will straight away write sum is, now I am calling the function, my function, keep passing the variable 5 comma 7. Fine, now let's run this. Let me move up a bit. Yeah, sum is 12. So what happened? This 5 has gone to n1, 7 has gone to n2. This sequence is important. It is not, it will pick up the sequence whatever I have done. Here it doesn't matter, 5 plus 7 is same as 7 plus 5. We'll see why the sequence matters. So in the same sequence it will go. So n1 plus n2, it returns. Once it returns, I print it. Now that is the way I am giving the printing, or I am returning the value. Now passing a list. What is a list and what is a passing a list to a function? So I am here. We have not discussed much on a list. Just it is, if you are already other languages, it's like array, where a set of values will keep it. Say I want to do a sum of my 40 students are there. I want to do a sum or thing. I need not create variables of 40. I can create a student mark and put a list there, and every name, every mark I can store it there. So I can sum it, subtract it, average, all the things I can do. So that is the list. List starts with the square bracket. We will use that one. So what's our job is, this time our job is to sum all the numbers whatever I give. Then you, okay, we'll see that, then we'll have some doubts. Let me just see if I have any questions here. No, so far not. Fine, define my sum. I am giving a descriptive name. Define my, instead of function, I am telling sum. So I know this function I am using for summing some list of numbers. Where these are all very basic things, so I hope you can understand easily. Now I am saying sum1 equal to 0. Okay, sorry, I have to receive a list here, my list. So I am receiving, okay, it's a variable name only. It doesn't mean that I have to receive it. It's a variable name, sum1 equal to 0. What I am going to do is, already we have seen for loop for I in my list. What I am going to do is sum1 equal to sum. This sum1 you can also replace with my sum. Actually the variable name I have given sum1. Why I am not using sum? We have already discussed that when you have talked about reserved words, because sum is a built-in function. So this is not that sum. So it's a special, that's why this word variable name, when I am giving, I am keeping it different. Otherwise, this is a small code, we know what we are using, but in a bigger code it will be confusing. So better use sum1 or my sum, because the function name itself I have given my sum. So the variable name here I am not using my sum. Or my total, the better word will be my total. You can use whatever you want, but don't keep a built-in function or a reserved word. That is the idea, because it will be confusing many times. A different result also will come. Okay, fine. Now I am telling, instead of me summing, I will return it. See, this return is outside the for loop. It is not here. So once a for loop is completed, return sum1. So after completion of for loop means I am just looping through all the data whatever I receive. Now what I will send it? Now I am just creating a my list. Need not be same as my list what I am receiving. Let me, for that, my list 1 I am putting. Okay, my list 1 equal to, now I am giving some numbers 1, 5, 1, 3, 4, 2. Okay, this is my list. Now I am saying print sum equal to, fine, what is the sum of this? Now I am printing, calling the function and printing it. So what I am doing, my sum is my function. Now inside that I am passing the list, my list 1, because my list 1 is what I have declared it at line number 6. Okay, if you are not understood list, don't worry, it's a, consider it as a box and a multiple items are there. It's a multiple collection of multiple variables file. What the intention here is, I'll just explain to you, because this is a different way you can use it. So return sum1. Now what it will do, it will sum of, what I am purpose is, my function will sum of whatever the inputs are there and print the output. This time it is returning the output, not printing it, and that same I am outside the function, I am printing it. Let me just run this. Sum is 10, is it? 444, right? This sum is there. Now what's the advantage? Let me just add 5 to it. I am just adding. So here I told you I need not have to maintain the number of attributes it received is the same as number of that, because here I am sending it as a package. I am sending it as a box. So the box may contain any numbers. So there it is, that is the advantage of sending a list. Let's check it. The sum equal to 15. So I can just reduce or increase the number. This job is, this function is sum it up and return the value. Okay, but tell me, if I want to similarly, can I return a list also? Yes, we can of course return a list. So what I am going to do is, I will send you, let me just copy this code, because again same thing I will write. But this time, instead of returning a list, it returns the what is the total value, what is the average value, what is the total, how many, total length of, or how many students are there, means number of parameters I have sent it. So that it will return. So for that, what I am going to do is slightly print side also I have to change it. Let me give a gap so better understanding. Okay, now here what I am saying is I am finding out my total equal to, now here sum my, I will put it as marks, because I am sending it mark, it will be more easy to understand. I am marks. Okay, not necessarily it must say, but here look at this word sum. This is a built-in function. That is why I was not using directly the sum 1, my sum, all this, because I don't want to create a conflict here. Okay, so it has come here, and it will be, sorry, it is but more, it will be confusing. Then average. What is the average? This the variable will take the value of my total here, fine, divided by len. Now what I am doing is my marks. What this len will do, it will find out what is the total number of, how many marks have come, what is the total list in the total number, the length or the total number of the parameters in the receiving my marks, how many elements are there. Then my total sum is, the average is total sum divided by numbers. So I got the average value. Now what I am going to do is, A is a list here. I am creating a list. What I am giving the values, total, sorry, it will be my total, my total, that is the sum of the, already at the above we have declared it, AVG. It is better we also don't use direct AVG, because it's a SQL query also. AVG1, average 1, whatever we have found out at line 4. Then here also I am again writing my marks. Fine. So this is, now I am returning this value of A. Now this time A is not a single value, it's a list. So let it me, I will, what I am going to do is marks final equal to, now here I am saying my details, sorry, function my, sorry, here why I should give sum, because I am giving more thing, details. This is just the function name, nothing makes difference, but I am just making it more descriptive. So my details, then add a parameter my list 1. Okay, so now my marks is a final, got the return. This what is returned here as A is, I got it in the line number 8. Now this I will print it simply, but here slightly I am using a different print command. What I am going to do is, previously we have discussed also, when we will further discuss more on that, I am using a placeholder. That why the format is there. I will keep some formatted, because 3 values I had to print. So the text will be, this is the average mark, this is the total mark, this is the total number of elements, like that I had to say. So I am giving you details equal to, fine, now come out, format, mark final. What happened here? Now details, format, mark, final. Correct. Why it is 2 only? Marks final. Okay, here is mark final. Fine. Let's just run this. Okay, here is the list, because average contains the float value, so it has written me the float and thing. I can format it. What is the sum is that this, like that I can format it also. Then okay, so far you might be wondering, well, we are just using already 21. Okay, so far you must be wondering what numbers are using. It is not that. You can use a string also. Returning a list, we have already covered that. I think both we have covered, but I didn't copy this one. Okay, this also I have answered that. Returning list to the function is over. Passing a string as a parameter to function. This will complete, and then will default arguments tomorrow we'll take it up. Now let me just come here. You can practice it, and moreover I will add all the comments and all to it and while saving it, because I am when subsequently you read this document, this will be helpful and you can easily understand. Now it is not that only the numbers we are passing up. Now let me just say define my string. I am giving a str1 and str2 just to give that these are strings, not numbers. So str, I am not using str only because that is again a built-in function. To convert an integer to a string, str is used. So I am just define set that str1, str2, or I can use my str1, my str. Fine. So str3, one more, is equal to str1 plus str2. Fine. So what I should return here? Return str3. Okay. Now I am coming out of the loop. See, the indenting matters here because I have to come out of the loop, because now I am outside the function. Now if I run it, nothing will return. There is nothing, because I have not called it. Now I have to call the function, and there is no error also, because there is nothing. The code function is okay, fine, there is no issue, but I have to call it. Fine. So str final. This is a one more variable I am creating. Now I am saying calling the function my string. Now what I am going to do is welcome to one string. Fine. Second string to Python, or whatever you write. Two strings I am sending. See, just mark here, I am giving a gap here. Why? Because here I am just using a plus sign. So both will be stitched together, it will be added, or otherwise I can just give a space here, add another string as space and return it. Fine, we'll see. So now let me just say print. Here is your final string, or whatever you want to write it, right? Now here I am saying str final. Okay, here, or see, you can take the user inputs also and welcome your name, enter your name, welcome Mr. X, or whatever you want. Let's just run this. Here is your final string, welcome to Python. Then we'll see what is the default argument, function returning more than one parameter. This I will comment, sorry, I did a mistake here. Let me. In the above code also I will add that. What is this? We will frequently see that arcs are, this is single. Okay, this text is not allowing me double. Okay, I have to use a double. Okay, star and arcs, and two stars and arcs. What's the difference? Where I suppose I am sending two variables I have to send. So here two strings are there, str and str2. But sometime I found that I can three strings I have there. What it will do? Then there will generate error. Is there a way? It should not ask me you must compulsorily send 3 or 4. Yeah, I may send 1 or I may send 5 also. That is why this star arcs will be useful. Then documentation, how you read the documents and using functions from different file. I can have, suppose the multiple, I am developing a big application. So I will be having a multiple functions. I am calling a function from a different file and using it here. How I will do? Import this from this. So import this means there is a function there and I am using it here. That's all. That's how modular, or it became very easy to develop applications. Okay, recursive. This is what is important. Once you practice this, then you will think about recursive functions, where those factorials that we have developed earlier the script, that factorial one will do it by using recursive. That time we have told also we'll do it with using recursive, because the function itself will be calling the function. So then in that case, where it will end up, we'll see that. That's hopefully tomorrow we'll see. And let's hope this is the, we are in a very basic way we are trying to learn Python. So I hope it is not confusing anyone and you are comfortable with this. So you are comfortable with this learning process, and you can just suggest me anytime if I am too fast, slow, or explaining more, or I should explain bit more also, like that. Whatever your feedback, that will help me. And my request is again, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon, so you will be notified as and when we are adding new tutorial. And we are coming online and adding tutorials also. And from Monday to Friday you can join us for this basic courses and all. And sometime after some days we will start Kinter, about our database management with Python, then web development using PHP and all, MySQL database, SQLite database, all the stuff based on your interest and all will start it. So that's all, friends. I hope you have understood the concept, and don't forget that if you have any doubts or suggestions, use the comment section below. You will get all the links there and everything is available. If you like this, please share this with your friends, and thank you for watching.